Yo, Cypher Friends, Mitty Man, coming back at you from Walker's Music. Yet another word for the day. I guess you would call this here Wednesday early morning edition. December 5th now, just immediately after Blog Talk. And we had our old-fashioned Bible study. And I wanted to, you don't have enough time to really get everything over. But I also wanted to come back to clarify a few things that we did not, I feel that did not get clarified in tonight's Bible study. You can give a shout out to the YouTube fam, to the entire Harvest Gang, every one of you. And this here video is mainly for the ones that were in the Bible study tonight. Sister Maria, Sister Flo, Lady D, and our brother Chiron. But what we were saying as my title of this video, it said Jesus prays for all believers. And the whole point of this message, this whole point of it is Jesus, his love for the saints. He said he did not pray for the world, but he prayed for the believer. In other words, and that's the whole point of John 17. To the degree is his love that his wish was that we would become one, as he and the Father were one. And these are the points that were being made in tonight's Bible study. That's what the whole scope of it was about. It was not to make anyone look bad or put anybody in a bad light. And just like I was trying to explain that I tell everybody that when Mitty Man use his opinion, I let you know that. I don't say that's the word. And I always say this is just my opinion. This is something that I've thrown out there. That's what I believe. I'm using my imagination like you should use yours at some point in time to see, can you see things a little bit deeper and a little bit clearer. In other words, using human nature as your guide sometimes. And when we were speaking about our brother Judas and the son of perdition, in other words, matter of fact, we had, when Sister Flo had said that she didn't agree that it more likely were Judas. But and then I had to explain, and like I said, we don't have enough time to really get down in the depths of things. But the reason, that's how come I said this was my take on it. I did not say that was scripture. I said that was my take on it. That was my opinion of knowing human nature. Jesus can save anybody. His grace. He can save anyone but the son of perdition, which is, and I still say, is the Antichrist. The one that man is to come, the incarnate, the man of sin, the devil incarnate in a man, just as God was incarnate in the man, Jesus Christ. See, in other words, Jesus was fully human, but yet he was fully God. He was God in the man, Emmanuel. So this man of sin that's coming is also going to be a man, just like Jesus was, but he going to have the devil in him. So this is how come he cannot be saved. The son that is all set for perdition, the eternal judgment. And that's what I was trying to portray. But the main thing and the main theme of John 17, in my opinion, and you read it for yourself, read the whole thing, how Jesus was praying for the believer. He prayed that we become one. And I want to go back to verse 21, and I want to read that verse 21. And I got the scripture. This is scripture. This is not Mitty Man. In 21 it said that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. You see, that is a condition, saying that if we, as what the world is looking for, if the world would see love in us that are so-called quote-unquote believers, we say we follow Christ. What Jesus saying, that if we become one, just like him and his Father are one, if we become one in the body and become one mind, like they were on the day of Pentecost, if we become one mind and one body and have all things in common, and we have that love from heart to heart that we talk about so much, this is what the world outside is looking for. And it said in verse 21 that the world may believe that thou hast sent me him. In other words, this is how the world will know that God sent Jesus into the world, by looking at Mitty Man love, by looking at your love and the love that we would have for the brethren and each other. This is what Jesus was saying. If we show that, the world will believe and would know that God sent Jesus. Now that's the whole scheme of chapter 17, is to become one. Jesus prayed that we would become one like him and his Father were one. All one. And he also prayed that he didn't say, I don't want you to take them out the world. No. He said, I don't want you to take them out the world. He said, you gave them to me and I have not lost one, but the son of perdition. See, in other words, now look at what he said. He said, all that you have given me, I have not lost one, but the son of perdition. So we know that God didn't give him no Antichrist. So we know that this man cannot be saved. His destiny is doomed. It's already set in stone. So like I say, we know that Jesus handpicked his disciples. They were picked out. Every one of them had their particular job to do. Judas had his job to do, as well as Peter. When Peter denied him, everyone had their own particular part to play. And I will agree, yes, everything seemed real bad on that Friday, but Sunday morning came. Now I'm gonna leave y'all with this here word. I'm gonna leave you with this here. Think about it now. The whole plan of salvation was hidden from Satan. Satan did not know the entire plan. I'm going to tell you why. You think about it, and you ask yourself a question. You use your imagination. Do you think Satan would have tried to get Jesus to that cross and be so willing to kill him and put him to death had he known that he was going to get up and tear down his kingdom? I don't think so. I mean, you don't have to be real bright to figure that out. If you can see that and think that Satan's smarter than that, I believe. He would have never had him killed if he had knew the whole plan of salvation. But that part, many men believe, was hidden from Satan. And when I say hidden, I do mean that part was hidden. Now, Jesus' plan to save salvation, when he died that Friday, it didn't look good. But Sunday morning came. And when he rose and he got up, all power was then in his hand. Everything, all authority, everything was given unto him. Now people, Satan did not know. That part from him that was hidden from him, that part he did not know. This is how come I made the assumption. I said I'm going to use in my mind and in my imagination, knowing human nature as we are, I feel that Judas, perhaps, I'm not going to say Judas didn't love Jesus, and I'm not going to say that Judas really meant for Jesus to be killed. I don't think he meant for that to happen. This was my point. This is not scripture. This is man. I felt like Judas did not know. I felt like, just like us, he tried to push and force Jesus' hand to get rid of the Romans. That's what I believe. And he felt that maybe if Jesus felt them swords to his throat and the Roman ruled at him like that he had seen the power of God and the power of Jesus. He had seen Jesus work all these miracles. And he knew that he could get rid of them Romans. With the wave of his hand, he could get rid of them. This is how come I made my opinion and said, I don't believe Judas, and I still don't believe that Judas meant for Christ to be killed. I don't believe he meant to betray him in the way that he did do. I think that he thought, this is what I think that Judas thought that by getting Christ to that point of no return, just like probably me and you would have done. See, I don't think I could have done it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think I could have done what Jesus did. Matter of fact, I know I couldn't have done it, not in my own strength. Because remember, John tells us also, without him, we can do nothing. Anyway, it's all about him. But I'm speaking of this Judas betrayal. I think he tried to force Jesus to get rid of the Romans. That's what I thought. But after he saw that it didn't work, and especially after he saw them put the nails in his hand and hang him up on that rugged cross, this is how come out he went and hanged himself, because he was he had so much remorse until he couldn't even see the grace of God anymore. What he had done outweighed the grace. He could not see it. and therefore he hanged himself. Because I do believe, and like I say, I believe, many men believe, that if Judas had just waited around until Sunday, when he got up, and he had seen the risen Christ, like the rest of them did, I believe Judas would have repented. That's just many men taking the grace that Jesus had. That's why he died. He died for sinners. And he would have saved Judas as well as he did Peter, because Peter denied him. You know, so I believe that he would have, if Judas would have just held on until Sunday, and when he rose and he showed himself to his disciples, if Judas had just hung on, and he could have repented just like Peter did, and he would have been saved just like the rest of them. That just many men take on that. So that's why I say the son of perdition be the man of sin, the one, the devil incarnate in a man. That's the one Jesus cannot save. That is how come I use my imagination to say just that. So with that being said, man, done made the video a little bit too long, but this is what I say the whole purpose of John 17 was to really to show us that we need that love that runs from heart to heart. Not just talk it, but we need to do it. And once we become one, and we exemplify and illuminate this love for each other, this is going to show the world, and they will believe that God sent Jesus. This is Mitty Man saying whatever you get into. If God is not in it, best you come on out of it. This is Mitty Man saying peace and goodbye.